Hey y'all, I'm T the Brand, Lash Marketing Mentor. Welcome to my channel. I help lash artists become lash marketers because marketing gains clientele. Today, I have the cutest client with me. Y'all, this is Mama T the Brand. And we are about to do her lashes. As you can see from the title, I'm about to try a new technique for a wispy set. I kind of learned this technique at LashCon. I haven't had a chance to practice it, and she's the perfect non-paying client to experiment on. So I'm gonna work in layers, not like parting lashes, but creating my own layers, 3 different layers, which will be a spike layer. Although I won't be doing spikes on her, I'll be doing more narrow fans with 0.07 C curl lashes, and then the middle layer will be the transitional layer, and I'll be using a 0.05 C curl, and then her base layer will be a 0.03. So one thing that I learned was just having all these textures, it creates a really textured and fluffy look. So I've never done it before, but we're gonna try. You ready? You scared? You nervous?
No, not at all.
Period. Let's get to it. All right, so we're getting into a before, getting the side profiles and all the things. Look straight ahead, Mama. Yep.
So first things first, before I do anything on my clients' lashes, I always give them a lash bath. Making sure that I clean their lashes before I get started on their service ensures that they will have optimum retention. I am making sure that there's no makeup, no oils, no debris, no buildup, no anything on their lashes or in their lash line that could prevent their lashes from, one, bonding well from the initial time that I go to apply them, and then 2, making sure that there is nothing that will cause retention or premature fallout of the lashes. When I give my clients a lash bath and when I educate them on how to clean their lashes at home, I'm always sure to clean down on the lashes as well as to clean across the lash line. So that's my advice for giving a lash bath, and the advice that I give to my clients so that they can clean their lashes at home. Once the lashes are clean and dry, I have my clients look up at me so that I can first apply a hydrogel pad. I use hydrogel pads simply to be a barrier between the eyelash pads that I use compared to tape, and then also to soothe their under eye. I don't use hydrogel pads to try to hold down the natural lashes. I just don't like how when they get wet from being close to the lash line, whether they're super close or not, they just have these little ridges on them at the top, at the end, and I don't like that. So I don't use them to hold down natural lashes. I just apply them to make the eyelash pad or tape removal process at the end of the service a lot easier and smoother. And again, it's also soothing for my clients' under eye. For this full set, I am using a different mapping technique than I've ever used. I learned this at LashCon to do wispy sets, and it is a layering technique, but you aren't layering the actual layers of the client's natural lashes. You're creating your own layer. So a top layer for spikes and a transitional layer, and then you'll have your third layer, which will be the base. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to open up another pack of hydrogel pads, and I'm going to lay these hydrogel pads on top of my client's lashes. So the first hydrogel pad goes up under, but this one is going to go on top so that I can lay all of the natural lashes down. Now that all of the lashes are up under the second hydrogel pad, I'm going to go in with my tweezer and weave out about half of her natural lashes. This is going to create the first 2 layers, the layer that I'm going to use for some wispiness. I'm not going to use spikes. I'm just going to use a wispy, just create a wispy look with fans that are of a different diameter and length. So I'm going to create what would be the spike layer and transitional layer from weaving out about half of these lashes. Now, the lashes that are up under the hydrogel pad still, that is going to be the base layer that I'll fill in all with the same length and diameter lashes. Now that I've gotten the lashes pulled out above the hydrogel pad, I'm going to go in with my tweezer and use the metric on it, the ruler on it, to create where my spikes are going to go. And remember, I'm not creating spikes. I'm just using fans that are set 0.7 diameter, and the transition layer will be 0.5 and the base layer will be 0.3. This is going to create some texture to her set, and yeah, we're just trying this out. I saw this at a class at LashCon, and we're just testing it out. So those little dots, I'm going to create longer lines from those little dots, and that is where the spike fans are going to go. So now I'm just creating the same dots, trying to get some symmetry on the other eye, and we'll move on to the next part of the process. As you can see, I'm just creating those lines as I mentioned. After I get these lines from the dots drawn out, I'm going to go in and add the length to the end of them so that I know what length I'm using and where I'm putting it. For her spiky fans, because again, these are not spikes, I am using 14 millimeters in a 0.07, I believe, C curl. Yeah, C curl. So I'm going in, adding those 14s right there just so I know. Now, after I get the 14s placed, it's time for me to go in with the lengths that I'm going to use for her transition layer. And I'm using those with this separate marker so that I don't get confused. It's a totally different color. I'm just filling in the spaces with the length that I need to use for the transitional layer. And as you can see, I have gone down 3 millimeters in length so that you can actually see the contrast and the difference between the fans that will be longer and the fans that will be in the transition phase, or layer, not phase. Now that we have everything mapped out for the top layer, the spike layer, and the transition layer, I'm going to go ahead and apply the head covering. I always use a covering over my clients' foreheads because I want to protect their skin. Although I do wash my hands, I don't want just my skin rubbing up against their skin. So I make sure that I apply a head covering, and then I go ahead and apply my upper lid tape. I only use this tape when I need to pick the natural lashes up off of the eyelash pad. This way I'm able to see them well, and I'm able to apply the extension correctly to the base of one natural lash. My favorite lashes to use are the Lash Artist Premium Choice Lashes from thelashsupply.com. As you can see, for my top layer, I am using 0.07 for the 14 millimeter in a C curl. For my transition layer, I'm using 0.05 in a C curl, and the length is 11. And then that base layer will be 8 millimeters in a 0.03 C curl. Again, these different diameters create texture for the set. I've also been trying out a new lash adhesive, the Clear Quartz adhesive from Face by Dallas Lash God. So far, I'm liking it, but I'm still just kind of trying to troubleshoot it and see if I'm going to stick with it or not. Now it's time for us to go ahead and get into the lash service. So I hand make all of my lash fans. Before I was hand making, I was using pre-mades and easy fan lashes, but I really do like the creativity that I get to explore with hand making my fans. And now that I've gotten a lot of practice in with them, I'm a lot faster. So I just say practice if you don't know how to make handmade fans, but also make sure that the tools that you're using are of good quality. I could not make handmade fans to save my life when I first started because the tweezers I was using were trash, but I had no idea. So make sure that you are using good quality products. I like to use tweezers from thelashsupply.com. My favorite tweezer is the number 8 limited edition tweezer. It has great grip. It's a microfiber tip tweezer, which means the whole thing, the whole beak of the tweezer has great grip. So you don't have to worry about trying to find a sweet spot. The whole tweezer is the sweet spot. And then also when I'm lashing, I don't have a method where I complete one lash at a time all the time or go back and forth between each eyes. It just really depends on what's easier for me at the time, and that's what I do so that I can get through the service the best way possible. So as you can see, I'm starting on that inner corner, and we're going to go ahead and get through this eye. So I did go ahead and just work this whole one eye out before jumping to the other eye. Again, I am experimenting with this new method to creating wispy looks. So I wanted to go ahead and do one eye on her first to see how it would turn out, and then, you know, just kind of look and see if we were on the right pace or page, and then go in with the second, go in and work on the second eye. So I finished the top 2 layers of this set, the spike layer and the transition layer. I'm checking them out with my mirror to make sure everything looks good, and because it did, I'm going to go ahead and remove that piece of hydrogel tape that has the 14 and 11 markings on it and fill in that base layer with the 8mm 0.03 lashes. This did save me a lot of time, or at least it felt like it did, because most of the eye was done. So all I had to do was go in and fill in that bottom base part of the lashes. After this, it is time to go ahead and get started on the right eye using the same process, going in with the 14mm 0.07C curl lashes first, and then filling in that transition layer, and doing that with the 0.05 11mm, and then finally removing the second gel pad and applying my 8mm 0.03 to fill in any gaps, any spaces on that lash line, and making sure that she has a super dark, crisp, nice, sexy, full lash line. Once I'm done, of course, I have to take my mirror and check, make sure both eyes look balanced and symmetrical. They do. And now it's time to nano mist her and move on with the service. So a nano mist, that is just a misting bottle where you will put distilled water, and what it does, it goes ahead and cures the glue, locks in those fumes to keep your client's eyes from burning and to maximize retention. Every client's favorite part of the lash service is when they feel that upper eyelid tape coming off, as well as those gel pads. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just go in and make sure that I'm removing these gently so that there's no pulling or tugging on the skin. Be careful with this. Your client's eyes the skin around the eyes are sensitive, so you can use your finger to kind of hold space and adjust the tape and make sure that nothing is causing them any kind of discomfort. Once all of the tape has been removed, I'll go ahead and have my clients look up at me to make sure that there is no sticking, no burning. If their eyes are burning, I just have them close them again and take the fan to dry them a little more. As you can see, nothing is stuck, nothing is burning, and we get to look at what the lashes look like.
Look at the camera. All right, so y'all have seen the lashes and heard my thoughts on the lashes. She has not yet seen them, so we're gonna get a live response on them. So here you go.
Oh, these are cute.
Mm-hmm.
They're fluffy.
Yes.
They make your eyes look sexy.
Okay, sexy eyes.
Sexy eyes. Sexy eyes for the holidays. Yeah. I like.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, and they're all not even, so they don't look like.
Yes, they're okay. So, like I said, it was a wispy set. So I used 3 different lengths, but also 3 different diameters. That just means like thickness of the lashes. So that's why they look so fluffy, and how you can see like you have a really dark lash line, but they're not like super blacked out across the top. They're still, you know, kind of airy.
Yeah, super cool. They're cute. I like.
That makes me happy. Thanks, Mom, for joining me for this video.
You're welcome.
Y'all, thank you for lashing with me. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. If you like how the lashes look and you want like descriptive details on it, I mean, they're in the video, but you can drop that in the comments as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can join the community and learn all of the things to help make your lash journey a little bit easier. Turn on your bell notification button so that you're aware every time I share new valuable content, and like and share this video. That is that on that, and I will see y'all in the next one.